Welcome to Body Energetics, evidence-based spirituality to get happy, healthy, and hot. I'm your host, Lauren Saracione, and I've been in fitness for over 22 years. I've also had 3 major healing events where I learned something new and deeper about the mind-body connection. It is my mission to help you get happy, healthy, and hot. So whether you're here for mindset work to get happy, emotional work to get healthy, or owning your desires and who you be to get hot, Body Energetics is for you. Welcome to Body Energetics episode number 7. This is the place to be for evidence-based spirituality to get happy, healthy, and hot. And the reason why I have the evidence podcast episodes way up front is so that you can enhance your self-belief and have some borrowed belief that you can self-heal. I'm sharing with you the books and resources that really helped me get my faith behind my self-healing journey. If you go to listen to episode number 000, the intro episode, you'll find out about all the categories because Body Energetics is a huge mind-body system, and I have things categorized for you so that it's easy for you to navigate whatever part of your self-healing journey you're on, or of course, share it with your friends. So if you're doing stuff like mindset work to get happy, if you're doing emotional regulation stuff to get healthy, or if you are working on owning your desires and really claiming exactly who you are to become hot, like whatever that means to you, you'll be able to navigate the Body Energetics system pretty easily with the categories. Let's jump in. This is about emotion code and Dr. Bradley Nelson. So he was a chiropractor. He still is. He's a chiropractor. I don't know if he's still practicing, but he's a chiropractor. And he discovered that the emotional energetic state of a person determined whether or not the chiropractic adjustment was going to stick. And his example is that he had a patient and the patient got his adjustment. And then when he did the muscle test, it didn't stay. Like your body will give you biofeedback of muscle testing of how the nerves are innervating the strength of the muscle or how alignment is or how flexibility is. So you can test the body after you make a chiropractic adjustment. That's what my chiropractor does with me. He does biofeedback before and after each adjustment. So Dr. Bradley Nelson is doing this process and the adjustment is not sticking. And then he zooms out and he looks at his patient's shirt and he has a really horrifying, scary clown on his shirt. So Dr. Bradley Nelson, tosses a towel on top of the scary clown, does the chiropractic adjustment again, and it sticks. He's like, what is happening? Long story short, he created a system where you ask the body yes or no questions because the body's the subconscious mind. So there's a chart, you can look it up on the internet, emotion code chart, and you ask the body yes or no questions. If your subconscious mind has the information of yes, the body gets stronger or it sways forward. If it is no, the body gets weaker or it sways backward. You can also do like a lock test with your fingers. I don't like that one. I feel like I'm not able to do it. But for me, like I know I can go forward or backward. And I've even gone further that I can sense if I go forward and to the right a little bit, and that's masculine energetics, or if I go forward and to the left a little bit, that's feminine energetics. And so I can even play a little bit more with what's going on ancestrally when I do the muscle test. So I digress. What I want to share with you about this is that this introduced me to miasma. Miasma is an energetic entity that follows our lineage. And we can divide things into masculine and feminine energetics. We can split hairs or we don't need to. Like either way, like it's relevant, but it's also in the weeds. Like you don't need to know it to heal it. This is what I should say. So with the miasma, you can think of this as more of the masculine energetic of information that gets carried on through the lineages. And you can look it up on the internet. FYI, when you look up spiritual things on the internet and it is being made fun of, you can bet that it is actually truth. And it is what we call the quote unquote polarity, trying to delegitimize spiritual, esoteric stuff that is part of our human lost history. So if you look at miasma, I think that's one of the things that stood out to me, that it was kind of mocked on Wikipedia. So your miasma is this energetic being. You can think of it as a cloud. It kind of reminds me of the Green Lantern. If you watch the Green Lantern with, I think Blake Lively was in it and Ryan Reynolds. And basically there's like this orange energy that's evil, and then there's green energy of the Green Lantern of the hero. And when I heard about this in Emotion Code, I was like, oh my God, that reminds me of the Green Lantern. And so I kind of started to see this big orange cloud of all of my ancestors' pain. And I have, when I've done my ancestry work, I have the blood of the perpetrators, of slaveholders, and I have the blood of the enslaved. And I think we probably all have that to an extent. And if you are someone like me who's had deep depression and anxiety, you may be like me and unearth some of these things that you're literally just processing in your body because of the new age of Aquarius that we're in, which you can check out awake episodes for that. The purpose of me sharing this with you with Emotion Code is this really gave me, number one, that understanding with ancestry. And number two, that emotions are vibrational. And we don't have to be dramatic with all of this inner work. Because what Dr. Bradley Nelson talks about is that part of what our body is doing is acting as a net. So if you interact with someone who has negative emotion, their emotion can like literally get stuck in your energetic field. And if you go down some spiritual rabbit holes, you can see that there are mandalas, like the beautiful shape art mandala, that emotions are actually in the shape of mandalas energetically. And so there's evidence, there's this evidence that I'm sharing with you of what he discovered that quantifies some of the spiritual stuff that's been around for eons. So my point is that we can have emotions that are stored in our body that have absolutely nothing to do with us. They're like environmental. They're like your body was a Swiffer picker-upper and you walked through an energetic field with a bunch of negative emotions and they got stuck on you, and then now they're affecting you. Part of what emotions are doing vibrationally, I talked about this on another episode, but I can't think of which one it was. Your emotions are emanating a signal similar to a Wi-Fi tower. And your brain is acting as a phone that's interpreting the frequency to put the image on your screen and the sound coming out of the speaker. Your emotions, you have all different emotions stored all throughout your body, and they're sending a signal that's telling your brain how to perceive yourself, how to perceive the environment, how to perceive the person that you're interacting with. And so if we have this like emotions that are just stuck on us, they're dictating how we're thinking and what we're doing, but they might not even be our shit. And that was like such a big like relief, because some of this inner work can get so heavy and we could really take ourselves down a rabbit hole of like no return, of always feeling bad. And once you understand that like your body is like a filter, your body's like a Swiffer, your body is always going to be picking up information in the field, but that information is in the form of an emotion. And emotion is energy in motion, and it's measurable by a number, and it's named with a name: sad, happy, distraught, melancholy, joyful. We give them names and they have frequencies, but that's what they're doing to us. And so when we understand, like we can do these practices with Emotion Code of how to release these emotions, when you acknowledge the emotion, Heart Math Institute says this, just acknowledging I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm upset is enough to process the molecules. When I heard that, because they're studying this, right? This is the science evidence-based portion of the podcast. When I heard that, I was like, that's amazing. We don't have to do a whole bunch of forgiveness work. Acknowledging it is enough to let it process. However, if we've been suffering in our body with ailments and with pain, or if we are like living a recurring nightmare, a duplication of our childhood, whether it's with the romantic partner or with friends or whatever, like, of course, we're going to have more unpacking to do because that negative emotion has played a role in like being a copycat and keeping the momentum going. So, yes, you can acknowledge it and process it, and that is enough to process. I would say in theory probably, but the reality is that we have to unwind some of the stuff that it's created in our life. So emotion code has been fantastic. And I can't wait to share, like when I get into more of the spiritual stuff and some of the mindset practices and worksheets and ways that I've been able to make sense of all of this to make it meaningful and for me to get happy and healthy and hot using it. I can't wait to get into more of that with you. And today is our first workshop. This is our first masterclass. And so tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time, Los Angeles time, we are doing Secure. Secure is fall in love with food and dieting. I am going to show you the patterns of the attachment style and then the why behind it. When you can observe the patterns that you're doing with diet and food based on your attachment style, and then the why behind it, you get to come in and being your lover and fill in all the gaps so that you can feel secure within yourself and not use food to emotionally regulate. When you don't need food to emotionally regulate, you don't screw up your diet. You don't break your diet. You're able to stick with it. And that's so important, especially if you have a goal of weight loss, either for your health or for your dream body. So go to bodyenergetics.com/secure for that. And then go to bodyenergetics.com to sign up for my newsletter so that you can get these podcast episodes delivered directly to your inbox. Go to facebook.com/groups/bodyenergetics to join our community where we have a community post on every single episode. And then every month we get together to deepen the conversation on whatever podcast episodes were up the month prior, and you get to be entered into a drawing as long as supplies last for this amazing mug that's black on the inside, white on the outside, and it has really cute swirly lights around the word Body Energetics. I love this because it reminds us that we are both the darkness and the light. And then also we have my really cute water bottle that has Aurora, my dragon, on it. She's part of my energetic signature, and she is holding the heart chakra. So go to all those places so that we can get connected. I really look forward to deepening the conversation with you. And here's to being happy, healthy, and hot. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you found it helpful, please head over and give us a 5-star rating and leave a review for how this was helpful for you. This is going to help me spread the word faster into more people who need this information to self-heal. Join us at facebook.com/group/bodyenergetics where we have discussions about the episodes. Go to bodyenergetics.com so that you can sign up for my newsletter to make sure that you never miss an episode. And that's the place that you're going to get invited to our Zoom discussion that we have every single month. Tag us on social media, Body Energetics, and we will reshare your tag and enter you into our monthly drawing to win our really cute water bottle or our really cool mug.